Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. This is Corey, and we're going to continue our conversation about the identity shift every leader needs to make. And so yesterday we talked about, as a leader, I need to be more like Yoda and less like Superman. And today we're going to talk about why being a hero, or why the hero leadership model, can create dependence that ultimately can disempower and slow your team down. And so here's the common hero model that we can fall into. And I want to share this with you because I want you to think about you as a leader. And I want you to think about the model that you are modeling for your people and that you have embraced and you're really acting from and behaving from whenever you show up today as a leader. And so there's this thing called the dependency loop. And it looks like this. This is the hero dependency loop, is that the leader does it. The team watches the leader do it. The team then waits. The leader then intervenes, and you just put that on repeat. And so the leader does something, the team watches the leader do it, the team waits for the leader to show up and do it again, and you just get into this dependency loop that ultimately really descales your team. Your team cannot scale. It will slow your team down if this is the loop. And so the cycle of the leader does it is that you step in and you handle a task or decision yourself. So you just do it yourself, and the team watches you do it because they observe you doing it because you're doing it, and they don't take the initiative to do it themselves or to learn how to do it themselves. They wait, they hold back from engaging because they expect you to act or approve or make a decision in this situation. Then you step in because you notice there are delays or errors, and then you step back in again and you clean it up, or you make the decision, or you get things moving, and then you repeat, and the cycle continues over and over again. And so when you do that, you create dependence on you as the leader, and you slow things down. And so what you are unintentionally doing, if you are being more of a superhero and less Yoda in this case, is that you're teaching your team to wait. You're teaching your team to escalate. You're teaching your team to defer responsibility because they think you're going to come in as the superhero and save the day. Even with best intentions, doing things yourself is going to reinforce this pattern where the team relies on you rather than taking ownership. And you want your team to have an ownership mindset, but you have to give them the ability and opportunity to take ownership. If you are the only one doing it all the time, then they're not going to take ownership. So over time, if you're doing this, it's going to slow down the execution. It's going to limit the growth of the people on your team and limit your growth as a leader. And it's going to trap you in the day-to-day work. And so we need to break this dependency loop. We need to be more like Yoda. This is an identity shift. It's shifting away from how you may think a leader is in a controlling way to being a leader who empowers and helps build confidence and competency in someone else to do the work that, yes, you could do, but there's other things that you need to go do, and you need your team to be able to scale. And so breaking this loop is really a first step towards building a team that is self-reliant and high-performing. If you want a team that is high-performing and self-reliant, then you have to empower them and delegate to them and not do everything yourself. And so when you step back as the leader strategically, team members can gain confidence, make decisions, and start delivering results without your constant oversight or constant intervention. And that is what you want to do. And so here's some questions that you can ask yourself to see if you're in the dependency loop. Where do you take work off your team unnecessarily? Where do you step in, take work off of your team unnecessarily, and you don't give them a chance to do it? Or which decisions could your team handle themselves? Think about the decisions you made yesterday or the last week. Which of those decisions could you empower your team to make without you intervening? Which patterns reinforce dependence? Do you have patterns that you have implemented that are even unconscious and unintentional that are creating this dependence loop? And identify those and then take action to reverse those. And so what are 2 or 3 tasks that you do normally yourself that you could give to someone else? I want to encourage you to do that and to trust them with it and help them grow. Be Yoda for them as they do this. And you will start to see your team break out of this dependency loop and be independent in a healthy way and interdependent in a healthy way as well. And you'll start to see the pace pick up on your team. You'll start to see a different level of results. And so that's an identity shift that we need to make. We need to be less Superman, more Yoda. And part of that means that we need to break this dependency loop that we could have unintentionally put in place and we could be operating within. And if you do that and you break away from it, then you'll be able to move your team forward and go further faster.